What's up, fire starters? Coach Ian here with another quick trainer tip for you. Today I want to talk to you guys about sleep. As I've said before, recovery is going to be the key to making sure you're getting and maintaining those goals, and sleep is going to be the biggest component of that as far as your recovery and your rest is concerned. If your sleep is off, not only are you robbing yourself of seeing the full potential of an effect of all that hard work you're putting in the gym, but you're also making it harder to both build muscle and lose fat. But you're actually affecting how your brain is going to function. I'm sure you've all experienced that fog that comes with not getting enough rest. You just feel off all day. You can't ever seem to get ahead of it, and you're having to resort to lots of coffee and other stimulants just to make it through the day. That fog just throws off your whole day, and you can never it kind of zaps that motivation that you have when you wake up and you know you got stuff to do. You don't really want to do anything because you just feel fatigued and just gross. I know for sure I feel the difference when I'm not getting the rest that I need. So what can you do? So first, you want to make sure you're striving for about 7 to 8 hours of sleep is what the average adult is going to need to get that quality, solid sleep each and every night to be at their best. So that means no tossing and turning and staying asleep the entire night. Now that can be tough for some, so you want to make sure you're setting yourself up for success. So keeping the room dark and quiet and cool are going to be the best conditions across the board for most people, because when you wake up and it's just hot and sticky, you don't sleep very well. You might be asleep, but you're not getting that deep REM sleep that you really need for that full recovery and full rested feeling that next day. You also want to make sure you have comfortable bedding and PJs. There's nothing worse than when your bed is just too hard or too soft, your pillows are too soft or too hard. You need that quality bedding, so make sure you're spending a little bit extra money and investing in quality sleep, because you're spending at least a third of your day every day in bed. So you want to make sure you have the right conditions to be rested and setting yourself up for success. As far as getting to sleep in the first place, I want you to think about how you would put a baby or a small kid to bed. They have a nighttime routine, stuff like taking a bath, maybe reading a book, a bottle or some juice or whatever. But they have that routine that they kind of do each and every night. I know some nights are going to be harder than others. I'm probably going to get comments down below from parents. But they have that kind of routine that's teaching their body that it's time to start resting, it's time to start cooling down and winding down because it's bedtime. Just because we're adults, it doesn't change the fact that we can do the same exact thing. You can still train your body that it's time to start cooling down, starting to rest. So each night you got to find that routine that's going to work for you. So setting up stuff like avoiding electronics 30 to 60 minutes before bed, so you're not getting that blue light that's overstimulating your brain. Maybe reading a book, though I would suggest reading a book for pleasure, because I know for sure when I've read books that are like self-improvement or business-related books right before bed, I get those juices flowing again, and it kind of does the opposite effect of what I'm trying to do. Instead of winding my brain down, I'm kind of re-stimulating it and re-getting it going. That's why you always keep a piece of pen, or I personally keep a notepad on my phone right next to my bed for those little ideas that jump up. But again, try and read that book for pleasure. You can also take a nice hot bath or a shower, or even do a quick stretching routine. If you do the stretching, you're going to find that you're going to sleep a little bit better because your body's in a more relaxed state. But again, find the routine that works for you and your goals, and that teaches your body that, again, it's time to start winding down, it's bedtime. If you find that you can't get your brain to shut off when it's time to go to bed, first I would recommend writing a to-do list, so you're not having, that's one thing that a lot of people will be thinking about when they're trying to go to bed and they can't get their brain to shut off, is what I got to do tomorrow? What do I need to do? If you have it already written out in a list, it's going to get it off your mind so you can get some rest, but it's also going to set you up the next day for success because you already know what you need to do. You don't need to kill any time or waste any time in the morning trying to write and think about what am I going to do today? What do I need to achieve? Where do I need to go? If you already have it written down. What you can also do is you can do a brain dump. Now, I would highly suggest doing this on a piece of paper and pen, yes, going old school, and just writing down everything that's on your brain, no matter how big or small, how random. Write it all down, get it all out of your head, and then put that list next to your to-do list so you can deal with it in the morning, and see if there's actually some stuff that was pertinent on there. Maybe you missed some things on your to-do list, but write it down and then put it somewhere else so you can move on to the next step in your routine and get that quality sleep. So not only is this going to be setting yourself up for better sleep, but again, you're going to be setting yourself up to get ahead of the game. if you try all these things and you're still having trouble getting to sleep, you might consider cutting out caffeine a little bit earlier in the day, or even looking at how close to bedtime you're eating or drinking alcohol. Again, reducing those and kind of adjusting and playing around with those, because those might be affecting your sleep. And then last but not least, if you've tried all these things and it's really not working, you can check out like melatonin or other sleep aids, but I would highly suggest using those sparingly and trying the other things first before you kind of go to those sleep aids. So again, you need to, remember, proper recovery or lack of proper recovery is going to be what's holding you back and maybe keeping you at that plateau that you're finding yourself at right now. And if you're not sleeping and recovering right, you're just making what is already a challenging process harder than it really has to be. So remember, prioritize your rest, because just like your nutrition, you can't outwork poor recovery. If you're not resting, you're not going to be successful long term. You can only go on poor nutrition and poor sleep for so long before your body starts to react and starts to rebel against you. So as always, if you found this helpful, please give it a like and share it with somebody else who can use the information as well. I will see you guys next time. Have an awesome day, get some even better sleep, and have a great workout. Later, guys.